Welcome back. We've got quite the character here in front of us today. Jasmine Kyle, of course, is joining us from the SEK Humane Society, along with Mason.
Yes, so as you can see, Mason is a big boy. So we do not get this breed very often. So Mason is a Great Dane Greyhound mix.
Wow.
So they are like little tiny ponies, but these boys, he has a brother too by the name of Dixon. They're about 3 years old now. We got them in when they were puppies at the very beginning. They were adopted out. A year and a half down the road, family had to move out of state. We took the boys back in, and then just a few weeks later, they were adopted out together again. So another year and a half passes, and unfortunately, the past family had a dire medical emergency that we understood, and we just took the boys back in. So we are getting ready for an adoption event at Pittsburgh this weekend from 11 to noon, and we are bringing the brothers down. So we are hoping third time's a charm and we can get them adopted together, because again, they've been together since birth, so we would love that if they could stay together.
They might get adopted before then.
That would make us so happy, because we are at full capacity right now. We've got lobbies and hallways full of dogs right now.
There's a picture of his brother. Yeah.
Exactly, and he's gorgeous too. They have these beautiful spots on them. But right now, a good majority of our dogs are sponsored, meaning they have no adoption fee. And all of our cats and dogs that are adoptable, they are spayed and neutered already, microchipped, up to date on vaccinations. You do not need to do anything to these animals. They are ready to head out the door, and you're saving 2 lives. One for your new forever buddy that you're bringing home, and the other for that empty space they leave behind. That means that we can save another life and fill it and give them the medical care and love that they need from our staff to find them their next home.
All right, and how old would you say that Mason and Dixon are?
Yeah, they are just a little over 3 years of age.
Years?
Yep,
Okay.
so they're still fairly young, and they do great with kids. We have had them at USD 250 functions, at the Family Center, doing educational tours. Great with kids, do well with other dogs, but again, we would love if the brothers could go home together. And we've got lots of dogs right now at the Humane Society. We have another dog by the name of Jack. He is our longest resident at our shelter.
What kind of dog is Jack?
He is a lab boxer mix. He's brown, has these cute little white socks on his feet. He had a really hard backstory. So right next to us is the Mayan Wildlife Grounds, and there's a restroom. And that restroom is usually closed during the winter time. Unfortunately, Jack's previous owner thought the best thing to do was to barricade him inside that restroom.
Oh.
And nobody goes out there because it's wintertime. I would again, when we walked through that front door, he is the most emaciated dog I'd ever seen. We had to pick him up because he was just bones. I mean, bones. The vets didn't think he would make it. We did 6 to 8 months of medical care and finally found out he had a grain allergy after blood work. So he was this adolescent young puppy, just a little over a year of age, who couldn't walk at all because he had lost all of his muscle mass. So a year passes and now Jack's full healthy, and he smiles constantly. Whether it's strangers, with our staff, he will do this quirky little quirk and just grin, like with the happiest, goofiest smile. But since Jack was sick when he was a puppy for so long, and then due to that horrible incident, he has a lot of energy. He plays like it's his last day. And we think that he will always remember that, and he knows how good he has it at this current condition. So he is a player. He needs an active family household, but Good Boy Professional Dog Training has donated a discounted dog training package for him. And Jack comes with grain-free food as well, and he's sponsored. He has no adoption fee too. He's our longest resident, and we would love in 2020 for the new year if he could finally find his home.
I think you guys need to bring him to that adoption event.
I know. We would love to. We would absolutely love to. We also have smaller dogs, and we don't usually have smaller dogs. For the most part, 80 to 90% of our dog intakes are of larger sizes, boxers, labs, that type of stuff.
Hey, we were talking about how it's really easy to sign up to be a volunteer and for volunteer opportunities.
Yes. So on our website, which is the SEKHumaneSociety.com, you can actually submit a full volunteer form, whether that's you want to bake things for our bake sales or come do adoption events. There is a ton to choose from that program. And what we do, instead of having to do last minute calls, like we've got our adoption event this Saturday. So yesterday, I sent out emails to our volunteers letting them know, hey, here's the time slots, here's the opportunity. So everybody has a lot more time for their busy schedules, because everybody's busy these days. And you can get the family involved too. And we are open on the weekend still, Saturday from noon to 4 and Sunday from 1 to 4 for the public. So you can always come out during that time and walk dogs and hang out with our cats and see what else that we have out there to do.
Can you just show up and volunteer, or is there a process you have to go through?
As long as it's during open hours, you can volunteer. Or if you're on our volunteer list, we, during the open hours in the morning, because our staff's there right at 8 o'clock cleaning, if we need extra help, we'll do calls and we'll do emails and be like, hey, so-and-so, would you have extra time on your lunch break to come help us out? Or, hey, Dawn, maybe you have this time this weekend to come help us out with some yard work, that type of stuff.
All right, sounds like lots of opportunities there.
Yeah.
All right, so you have an opportunity to adopt Mason and his brother Dixon, as well as all the other dogs there at the shelter.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming in again, Jasmine.
Thank you.
All right, we better go to break, but let's see if we can get one last look at this guy as we go to break.
He's so sweet. He has these hazelnut cream eyes. He's gorgeous, and they are so sweet and docile. I cannot tell you enough for how big these guys are. Like when they get uncomfortable, like if a semi passes or anything like that, they'll lean up against you, be like, Mom, Dad, Meemaw, what's going on? They are so sweet and gentle. So there's really no household restrictions, but again, we'd love for the brothers to go together.
All right, thank you again, Jasmine. We'll be right back.